The White House. A look beyond the obvious. When we think of the White House, it's impossible not to associate it with the President of the United States, one of the most powerful people in the world. But what many don't realize is that this iconic residence is far more than just a home. Behind its historic facade, the White House blends the weight of presidential decisions with unique luxuries and, of course, next-level security protocols. This raises some intriguing questions. How is it protected? What secrets lie within its halls and chambers? And perhaps most fascinating, what's hidden beneath the surface that the public doesn't know about? A historic beginning. Originally called the Executive Mansion, the White House is the oldest federal building in Washington, D.C. Its story began in 1790, when George Washington approved the creation of the new U.S. Capitol along the banks of the Potomac River. A design competition was held, and James Hoban's Georgian-inspired architecture won. The sandstone structure was planned to have 3 stories and more than 100 rooms. Here is a fact that often gets overlooked. The White House was built by enslaved people and immigrants. George Washington himself never lived there, but he personally oversaw its design, ensuring it was both functional and impressive. The first president to move in was John Adams, who arrived with his wife Abigail in 1800, when the federal government relocated from Philadelphia. However, tragedy struck during the War of 1812, when British troops set fire to the building. To cover the burn marks on the sandstone, the government used whitewash, giving the building its iconic white appearance. This distinctive look eventually became its most recognizable feature. The building was quickly restored under Hoban's supervision, and by 1817, it had been fully rebuilt. It wasn't until Theodore Roosevelt's presidency in the early 1900s that the name White House became official. Roosevelt also modernized the building, including adding the West Wing to better serve the needs of a modern presidency. Fun fact: Roosevelt also introduced electric lighting throughout the White House, replacing candles and gas lamps, an impressive tech upgrade for the time. Expansions and upgrades. Over the years, the White House has undergone numerous expansions and renovations to meet the growing demands of the presidency. Notable additions include the East Wing and a 3rd floor for the residents. However, by the mid-20th century, the building faced serious structural issues. From 1948 to 1952, President Harry Truman oversaw a massive renovation. The interior was gutted and rebuilt with a steel frame to ensure its longevity. During the renovation, historical artifacts, like pieces of the original wood, were preserved and turned into souvenirs, such as clock frames and other items. These pieces are now part of private collections. Despite the internal updates, the building's historic exterior was carefully preserved. Truman also added the now famous balcony on the south portico, a small change that sparked controversy at the time, but has since become one of the White House's most beloved features. Rumors suggest that underground facilities were also added during Truman's renovation, possibly to serve as secure spaces for emergencies. Interestingly, there was even a moment when the government considered building a new presidential residence elsewhere, but Truman insisted on preserving the original structure. The White House today. Nowadays, the White House is a full-on complex with 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms, 6 floors, 412 doors, 147 windows, 28 fireplaces, 8 staircases, and 3 elevators. At its heart is the executive residence, which features historic spaces like the Blue Room, Red Room, and Green Room, each decorated with a unique color scheme and reserved for formal events. There are also less known but equally fascinating areas, like the Rose Garden, the State Dining Room, and the library. For the president's well-being, the building has a private medical office. And when it comes to relaxation, the White House delivers with a swimming pool, movie theater, and even a bowling alley. Here is a cool tidbit. There's an actual chocolate shop inside the complex, where personalized gifts are made for visitors and diplomats. The kitchen is also no joke. It can serve up to 140 people at once and prepare hors d'oeuvres for over 1,000 guests during major events. The Rose Garden, used for presidential speeches, features year-round blooms, carefully designed for aesthetic balance. Meanwhile, the swimming pool as talked about was installed by Franklin D. Roosevelt as therapy for his polio. A three-part complex. The White House is divided into three main sections: the Residence, the East Wing, and the West Wing. Each plays a vital role in presidential life and government operations. East Wing. The East Wing, with its 2 floors, is where visitors often begin their tours. It houses the First Lady's staff and event coordinators. One standout feature is the garden room and the East Colonnade, which links the wing to the residence. The Family Theater, originally a laundry room, is here too. It was converted by Franklin D. Roosevelt into a private screening room, used not just for leisure, but also for pre-release viewings of major films. During World War II, the East Wing became home to air defense operations, with personnel monitoring Washington's skies 24/7. Residence. The heart of the White House. The residence is the main living space, spanning 4 floors and a basement, each with distinct purposes. Ground floor. This level connects many historic rooms, like the China Room and Vermeil Room, full of elegant decorations and artifacts. The diplomatic reception room, where ambassadors are greeted, is also here. Fun fact: the map room used by FDR to track WWW battles still carries that historic aura today. First floor. This level is buzzing with activity, featuring the East Room for large events and the famous blue, green, and red rooms for formal gatherings. It also has the state dining room for banquets and a more intimate family dining room. Second floor. This is the family's private space, including bedrooms, a kitchen, and cozy living areas. Presidents personalize this area with family portraits and custom furniture. The solarium on the 3rd floor offers stunning views of Washington and serves as a quiet retreat. West Wing. The power hub. The West Wing is where the magic happens. Sits the nerve center of presidential power. While it looks like a modest 2-story building from the outside, there's an additional underground level with secure spaces for critical operations. The Oval Office, one of the most iconic spaces in the world, is here. It's been rebuilt multiple times due to fires and other damage. Fun fact: its design ensures that the president is always the focal point, even in casual meetings. Other key areas include the Cabinet Room and the Situation Room, a high-tech command center created by John F. Kennedy in 1961. During major global events, such as the operation to capture Osama bin Laden, this room becomes the epicenter of decision-making. Secrets beneath the White House. While the visible parts of the White House are impressive, what lies below is even more intriguing. Beneath the East Wing is the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, PEOC, a bunker designed to withstand nuclear attacks. It became famous during 9/11 when Vice President Dick Cheney was taken there. There are also rumors of underground tunnels connecting the White House to the Capitol and the Pentagon. Some speculate about a secret national archive storing ultra-classified documents. While these claims remain unconfirmed, they sure add to the building's mystique. A fortress in plain sight. Despite being open for tours, the White House is one of the most secure buildings on Earth. Airspace around it is tightly controlled, with anti-aircraft missiles and advanced monitoring systems, including drones and infrared cameras. The 11-foot fence surrounding the property is equipped with pressure sensors to detect any movement. The Secret Service and U.S. Park Police work 24/7 to ensure the safety of the president, staff, and visitors. Simulations of potential threats are regularly conducted to keep security measures sharp. The White House is a fascinating mix of history, mystery, and modern-day power. But what do you think? Could there really be secret tunnels or hidden archives beneath it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your theories. And hey, if you enjoyed uncovering all these amazing details about one of the world's most iconic buildings, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It helps us bring you even more exciting content. Make sure to share this video with friends and family. They might be just as intrigued as you are. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because there's plenty more where this came from. See you in the next one.